So hey everybody, good morning. Welcome to season 2, episode 2 of Coffee Time with your friend Brad. But today it is way different. Today is not coffee time with your friend Brad. No. It is caffeine with your friend Brad. And today, for the first time ever, we have an exclusive with a special guest. You guys know and love her as Staci Sainer in the HPE program. And we are going to talk a little bit today about self-directed learning.
Heck yeah. I wanted to make sure everyone knows I have tea. This is not Coke. I don't like to drink soda, but this is tea, which has caffeine.
No soda.
Right.
No coffee. Tea's a thumbs
all
up.
day long.
Okay, I love it.
All right.
So we posed this question in the discussion board around adult learning theory and self-directed learning, and I just want to get your thoughts on what you thought about the use of self-directed learning in the HPE field.
Well, one of the big concepts that happens all over HPE is PBL, or problem-based learning. Yeah. And I know we use it a lot with the medical campus. I've been working with Dean Bradley in the school of college? I don't remember. School of Dentistry.
Both sound awesome.
SOD, School of Dentistry. And so in the School of Dentistry, they are going to be implementing PBL either next year or the year after. So that's going to be really nice to have those dental students going through PBL. And then, honestly, I don't know about nursing. So one of you nursing folks, tell me what's going on with PBL in the nursing school. But PBL is really the world of SDL, or self-directed learning. So we want to get our students thinking about the process of self-directed learning, because obviously in the health professions, they need to be lifelong learners. Things are changing continuously. So I love this model, and I think you're going to pop this up.
Yeah, I'll pop this model up.
So this model is talking about this process of self-management, self-monitoring, self-modification, and self-motivation. So, if you think through that process, students don't get that generally from their teachers or their faculty member. We need to be presenting this to students.
So it's not something it's not something that I can give students, so like through a lecture or through an activity. This is something that we need to actively prepare our students to be participants in.
Yes, they need to understand the process of self-directed learning so they can implement that process when they are being part of a PBL program or being studying in general. So they need to self-manage. They need to grab that content. They need to learn where's the best place to pull content from so they can actually learn it. Then they need to monitor, did I pull the right content from the right place? Did this get me where I need to go? And then they need to be able to modify, and then they have to reflect after the fact on the learning.
You know what this sounds like, and this may be a bit of a stretch, is that first night in class we talked about the experiential learning model, and it sounds a little bit like Kolb's experiential learning model, but applied really specifically to a learning context.
You are absolutely right.
I'm a genius.
You are a genius.
Genius
right there.
So can I ask you another question?
Sure.
All right. So there's self-directed learning, and then there's problem-based learning. Are there differences between those two things, or are they the same, or are they umbrella terms, or how?
I see them kind of umbrella-y, where you've got this big umbrella of self-directed learning, and PBL and TBL, team-based learning, kind of fit under these kind of criteria in a way where students are experiencing, if it's a case in a PBL situation, but they are going through the process of self-directed learning with a faculty member kind of guiding them. But if our faculty don't understand SDL, that's an issue.
That's a problem, which is why we're talking about in this class.
Absolutely.
For sure. So if I understand you correctly, self-directed learning is like this framework, and it's a kind of a way that we might understand how students and faculty, for that matter, can continue to be these lifelong learners. PBL is kind of a strategy that fits in with that framework or that philosophy.
You got it. So it's very powerful, but I think, like I've said, some of the issues that we have is, our faculty aren't aware of this process, and therefore our students aren't aware of the process. So I think if we could provide them information ahead of time, then it would be much smoother sailing. to get where they need to be.
So one more time, what were the 4 categories that are in that model?
Okay, so you've got the self-management.
Right.
All right, so the student is managing the content, where they're pulling it for, they're thinking independently,
Okay.
Where am I getting the content? Then self-monitoring, so they're continuously thinking through,
Right.
did I get to where I needed to go? Self-modifications, if I didn't or I did get to where, what changes do I need to make? And then self-motivation, what do I need to do next time when we go through this again?
So the 4 M's of self-directed learning, you're hearing it here. First, it's exclusive, hot off the press. This is going to go viral on YouTube. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt.
Staci, thank you for joining us today on Caffeine Time.
Absolutely.
Caffeine Time with your friend Brad and Staci. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care.
Got it.